Hi, welcome to the River Wye, near Ross-on-Wye in Herefordshire, in the UK. The river's a bit high in colours at the moment, it's dropping back nicely, but we have had some recent floods. So we won't be fly fishing today, because we won't see the fly, so we're going to go with a spinning rod. Now anybody who's thinking of having a go at spinning, or taking up spinning for the first time, so I don't profess to be an expert, but I've been doing it for 40 odd years, and what I'm going to do is tell you what I do. First off, you need a decent spinning rod, 9 to 10 foot, capable of taking fish up to 30 pounds in weight, because these are big boys in here. 9 to 10 foot spinning rod. This one is by Hardy. It's a recent purchase. It's a fantastic rod to use, but I'm not sure what class they call it. I just call it Hardy expensive, because it is expensive, but it is good. I match that with a Stradic C500 spinning reel. If I've read the small print and noticed that this you can't wind backwards on this one, it's always forward wind, it's locked, I wouldn't have got it. But there we are, I've got used to it now. You just have to adjust the drag on the spool here before you start fishing. And the best way to do that is if you can get hold of it and pull it, then so can a fish. Tighten it up too much, that's not good at all. Slacken it off, it gives just a little bit with your fingers without cutting your fingers off. That'll work fine. Okay, so you've got your 9 to 10 foot spinning rod, you've got a reel that's capable of taking 300 yards or 300 meters of 30 to 35 pound braid, or the equivalent in nylon. Reason for that, you're casting 50 meters, and should you hook one of these bad boys, he can take 100 more. Okay, so you need plenty. Put it that way, plenty. Before we go any further, we're talking about the cost of this. This is 700 to 800 quid's worth of kit here. However, until recently, I've made do with this. For 35 years, I've been using this. It's an Abu Garcia Souverain, I think it says. You can pick these up online, second hand, for about 35, 40 quid. With that, I had the Abu Cardinal, which is in fact a coarse fishing reel, predominantly, but it's okay for salmon. Now on that old kit, I've caught salmon to over 30 pounds, pike to over 22.5 pounds, and bass to nearly 10 pounds. There's nothing wrong with it. And you can pick the whole lot up online, second hand, for under 100 pounds. It's good enough. Okay, let's get back to the posh stuff. Now, the posh stuff, on there, 300 meters of 30 pound braid. And that goes up to a swivel. Now the swivel I attach with a loop. I tie a loop in the end of the braid, not a knot, because braid knots are notorious for giving way. So I prefer to tie a loop. It also means if you need to change this rig, you can do so quickly and easily. 40 pound breaking strain swivel. The better the quality, the better that it'll work. Onto that, you've got 3 feet or a meter of nylon or polycarbonate. The reason for that is fairly simple. If you're using braid and you hook a salmon, the braid is quite aggressive and it can damage the scales or the fins of the fish. Nylon, far more forgiving. Okay, and we are worried about the condition of the fish just as much as anything else. On the end of that, today we'll be using one of the 2 most popular lures. This one is the Flying C, or Flying Condom. Again, it's attached with a simple loop that's been tied in the end of the line and then threaded over the top of the lure. You can get these in various sizes, colours, different coloured blades or whatever. My preferred condoms are for clear water, black with a gold blade, and for coloured water, a fluorescent yellow or red with a gold or silver blade. These are supplied nowadays with a single hook, which is mandatory on this river. New regulations. Quick advert here. I get mine from Gary Evans Fishing down in Cardiff. They've got a branch in Newport as well. You can get them online. They're supplied. You can see the price there. No biggie. They're supplied with a single barbed hook. Now, again, the regulations on this river state that you have to remove those barbs. And the way to do that is with your forceps, which you should carry for unhooking anyway, or a pair of pliers. And you simply put that on the barb and swing it backwards and forwards, and it breaks it off. Therefore, you now have barbless hooks. Okay, so you debarb your hooks. Now, the other good thing about those lures is when they're supplied, they come with a split ring that holds the hook on, which means if you get the hook caught on a snag or something and blunt it, you can very simply take that hook off and replace it with one of these, which are even better. Right? Again, from Gary. Size 1 or 1.0, and that's about as big as you're allowed to go nowadays. Again, they have to be debarbed, but you can replace your hooks. If you've got a split ring on there, you can replace it very quickly with that. Right, now another very popular lure on this river and many others in the UK is the Mets. This is one of the biggest you can get, the giant killer, size 5. Again, split ring, single hook. Break the barb off and away you go. You blunt the hook at any time, you can just simply unwind it off the split ring and replace it with a new one. Very big, very flashing, ideal in conditions like we got today, where the water is powerful and quite coloured. Okay, one final thing to mention is if you should be lucky enough to hook one of these beautiful fish out of a river like this, as my mate over there, Stan, says, first thing you've got to do, once you carefully let the fish recover and you've released it back into the wild, you cut through the braid, you take all this off, and you retie all your knots, because you'll guarantee that after you've just played a 25 to 30 pound fish for anything up to 15-20 minutes and your arms are killing you, so are the knots. They're just as buggered as you are. So sort them out. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm going to go fishing now.